Hello, this is Sarah V, and today I'll be making a green plaid skirt that will be suitable for the fall, which I'm very excited about. And it will be made out of this. It's like a cream and olive plaid that I got at Fabricmart. And I am going to be making it with a peaked waistband, but instead of having these panels that I originally wanted to do, I'm going to be making it as a half circle skirt. So it still has flare, but is a little simpler to cut out. And then I'll also have the nice bias crisscross down the front. I'm starting things off by pinning my pattern piece down onto my fabric. And my fabric was in fact too wide with the pattern piece to fit on my cutting table, so I had to move to the floor. I prefer to make circle skirts and half circle skirts with a pattern. I make the pattern first and add seam allowance. And this way it just makes it less stressful when I get to cutting it out, that it doesn't have to be just right on the fabric. And here I am just cutting it out. To cut out the other piece, I am simply just laying the piece I already cut out and matching that plaid to the plaid that is on the fabric. And in this way, they will both be exactly the same, or they should be if I do it right. My only problem with plaid that is woven in a twill pattern is sometimes through the wash, they tend to stretch in one way, which becomes really annoying when you're trying to line up the plaid. So if you see those kind of forks in the fabric, that is because it's not lined up correctly because of the shift in the fabric from being washed. And it doesn't end up affecting the final product that I have found when I've made dresses. It just makes it more annoying to cut out. As you can see, I have moved to my cutting table to cut out my waistband. And I'm starting with the back waistband, and then I will move to the front waistband, where I will be matching it up at the side seam to make sure that whenever it's put together, it will the stripes will match across it. Although I did in fact make a mistake cutting this out, I have lately been making skirts that button up, and I haven't been used to making stuff with a zipper lately. So whenever I cut the waistband out and made the pattern, I had forgotten to make an underlap for the waistband. So I ended up having to add a chunk on later. And I think I tried to make the underlap here, but for whatever reason I put it on the front of the waistband, which that wasn't really going to help in the end. So I ended up having to cut that off. Now 'tis time to sew, and I am starting off by sewing my pockets up. This is the pocket that's going to be going on the left side where my zipper will be at. So I am assembling them together and leaving space at the seam allowance, so I'm not going the whole way to the edge. And this way I can sew it onto the skirt and still be able to put my zipper in. And this is the pocket for the right side. This pocket I am just putting on as I do my usual pockets. Now I'm just doing the waistband, and that's the inside of the waistband. That doesn't match at all, but I didn't really care because it's on the inside. And now I'm just sewing the pocket on that I had assembled previously, so that this is on the left side. And now I'm just doing the understitching so that the patterned fabric won't stick out on the outside and it'll be nice and hidden. Now I am sewing the pocket and the side seam all in one go, carefully matching up the plaid. Back to the left side, this is where it gets interesting, where I start my seam just under the pocket. So then whenever I go to put the zipper in, I can attach the zipper directly to the pocket facing. I am now attaching the back of the skirt to the zipper, and this is the side that the lap will cover. Now I am attaching the zipper to the front of the skirt by sewing it onto the pocket. Whenever I get to the bottom, instead of being able to turn at 90 degrees and stitch, I actually have to stop. And then when I get to the outside, I actually make like a little square on the outside to compensate for that. And now I am just top stitching the waistband onto the skirt because it is much easier that way, and I was able to tell exactly where my waistband was going to be sitting. I am now sewing the inside of the waistband to the outside of the waistband, and if you look there, that is where I had to sew an extension on so that I would have an underlap for my waistband. Now I am just doing my understitching on my waistband so that the inside remains on the inside and doesn't come on to the outside. Now now I am sewing the waistband shut on the inside. And I did, in fact, find out how to do a time lapse, as you'll see shortly. And it goes really fast, which I'm really excited about because I have a tendency to have to cut things out because it just won't fit into the video without the video being like an hour long, which is rather unfortunate, but no one wants to watch me do stuff in ×2 speed for a whole video for an hour. I am ever so quickly sewing on all of the hooks and all of the bars for my skirt. This is a skirt that I made freshman year of college, and it's always gone to like just about right above my knees. And I'm actually making the skirt I am right now to replace it. See, this one only has one pocket, and I am going to put a little button on the other one. But it also has like some kind of like a bleach mark on it almost, which I'm not sure where that came from, but it still fits. It's just not what I wish it was, and it's only like that because I only had 2 yards of fabric. This is what I've got right now. It comes up a little higher, and it fits a little better. The other one's just a tad bit snug, but it's still wearable. And I'm going to put the buttons there. I'm going to use 2. Has a lapped zipper. And then I kind of did this weird thing at the bottom to keep it in place because I did the lap zipper within the pocket. And this one comes down 36 inches from my waist, and I'll probably hem it up 2 inches. But it's also, the hem's not even when it's on me, so I'm going to have to trim that before I can do anything else with it. But I'm going to have to let it hang overnight. So this is all I'm going to be able to do today. I am now using a puffer to mark the hem of my skirt, and then we'll be promptly hemming my skirt right after this, but I did not include that in this video. It ended up being really long, the footage of me hemming the skirt. It took a good amount of time to hem that. I am overwhelmingly happy with how the skirt turned out because that skirt that I had made before was one of my favorite skirts of all time, and I was always kind of bummed about the length of it. But now I have one that's pretty similar and is at a really nice length. Also, when I wear this skirt, it feels almost vaguely Edwardian, and I almost feel like Anne of Green Gables in it. I think the green plaid really helps, and it just makes me feel happy and swooshy. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you would like to see more, please subscribe. Bye for now.